Yo, what is up guys, it's you the boy, the gaming tech on here. Today we're going to be doing the full review on Springs V4s. I've been using these for about a week now, and I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of how this works. So without further ado, without further anything else, let's just get straight into the review. So first off, we're going to do a quick unboxing. So this is the decoy packaging Spring uses to, like, just in case, just to, like, avoid any issues with customs and all, since I got the one-to-one box. So inside, as you can see, they are actually AirPods. As you can see on the front, Bose logo, Apple logo on the side, AirPods Pro, wireless charging, and all that. The good stuff. Everything is pretty much one-to-one on the box. Like, it's been one-to-one since, like, I guess since the beginning of Pro clones now. All right. So what is up next? Now we're gonna be going inside the box, of course. I'm gonna be taking this off. AirPods Pro. We got the manuals and all, one-to-one manuals as well. When you order for the one-to-one box, though, Spring isn't responsible just in case your local customs end up confiscating or destroying it or whatsoever. But my customs are pretty much lenient, so I just went for it, and I was like, why not? So here, as you can see, let's get to this later. For now, let's just look inside the box. So as you can see, no plastic here. Okay, we have got, I believe this is as you can see, it's USB-C. Pretty nice. And then inside for the ear tips, I'm just gonna quickly open this little, this is the compartment, I guess. So it's got the ear tips in as well, which is nice to see. I'll put this back in, of course, right now. I believe the ones that come pre-applied are medium-sized tips, and mostly, okay, that was a little bad one. For me, mostly they work well enough, to be fair. I'm just gonna quickly put this aside, just roughly assemble it. Yeah, let's get out of this. Yeah, let's just, patch this up. Alright, so what next? Now, here we've got the AirPods themselves, as you can see. Just gonna quickly get rid of the plastics, and then, as you can see, designed by Apple in California. I believe there's some double spacing going on there, if you can see. After the Apple thing, I don't know why they did it. It wasn't a thing. Now, suddenly it's returned somehow. I don't know why, but alright, I guess. The lining between the hinges, something, it's pretty noticeable for some time. I'm just gonna zoom out. It's kind of noticeable on the sides, but not that big of a deal, to be honest. I'm just gonna quickly, okay, the hinge is like totally reverse magnetic, as you can see. Like, this is really steady, like, nice. That's really nice. So if I'm not sure if you can see, but for some reason, like, the angle on which the pods sit inside the case is a bit different this time along. It's kind of weird, but alright, I'm just gonna quickly give you a peek inside their logo. I guess you can see marking is inside as well. Pretty much standard. The hinge is correct as well, of course. Hinge is nice, button is soft clicky. And okay, so one complaint that I have with this one is like so I've pulled this part out, right? Like when you'd be putting it back in, it should like just snap in place, but it's like on this, the magnet is kind of weak, and like the click, there's no snap, there's no click. And for someone who likes to fidget around with these things, like just pull them out and pull them back in, put them back in for for no actual reason, it's kind of a bummer. And from other kind of point of view, like, it's not affecting the functionality in any way. So it might be just poor quality control, or maybe no one noticed it. But alright, I guess. So now on the pods themselves. So there's been some recent reviews that say that the outside mesh actually might be a sticker, which I'm kind of, like, to be honest, not really sure, to be fair, because I actually, when I try to grate my nail on it, it actually does do so, but I'm not really sure. Like, it's really secured in place. Like, that's one thing. Like, it's really secured in place. Although I can confirm the vent on the inside is metal, but for some reason it's kind of smaller. Or I'm not sure if it's me only, but it does kind of look smaller. So if you guys want me to do a comparison between the Spring V3.8 and the V4s, just do let me know. I'll be putting up a poll card like right now. So do let me know if you guys want that comparison. Now with that said, let's move on to the connectivity section. Yeah, I forgot to mention one thing. The ear tip on the inside for some reason isn't 1-to-1. Like, it's not exactly 1-to-1, which is pretty weird. So as you can see, I'm not really sure if you can see that. It's kind of like really hard to get it on camera, but like the ear tip itself, it's like really, it's not black overall, which is pretty weird because on the previous versions they did have it like nailed down 1-to-1, and now they just certainly don't have it, that's like really weird to me. But I've seen it on other units from other manufacturers, as other sellers as well, like High City and all. So it might be a widespread issue. I'm not sure, but alright, I guess not that big of a deal. Alright, let's get to the connectivity section. So for the connectivity purposes, I'm gonna be using a iPhone 7. As you can see, it's like I haven't connected it to it before, so it's gonna do the whole setup thing again. Right, connect, and it's gonna ask me the whole. By the way, this is running iOS 13.6.1. I'll just quickly grab my iPhone 6s in the end, just so I can show you guys it does work fine on the latest beta as well. I'm just gonna quickly wait for this to connect, and okay, it did connect. Alright, that's perfect. Okay. So sometimes it got stuck. I thought it didn't connect. That might just have some sort of glitch or something, I don't know. But it did connect. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly skip this because we already know all that. Now on the inside, as you can see, we can rename it. Of course, this is pretty much standard now. We've got noise cancellation, actual noise cancellation, which I'll be getting on to later. It's like pretty exciting to see on reps now. Okay, we've got everything pretty much on what you would expect. We got Find Mine, all that stuff, like just pretty much everything you would want. So now let's get to the sound quality section. Alright, so just to show you guys, it does work fine on the latest beta as well, on iOS 14 beta 6. I brought my iPhone 6s over here. It's running iOS 14 beta 6. I'm gonna quickly connect them to this one now. Should connect pretty much quickly. If it doesn't, maybe it's something okay, it's these ones. I'm not sure, but okay, they disconnected. For some reason the pop-up didn't show. As you can see, it's got the new iOS 14 thing. For some reason the pop-up didn't show, but don't worry about it. Okay, it didn't show. For some reason it was delayed. By the way, the battery level connectors are obviously correct this time as well. As you can see, they do work. So now okay, now the battery levels and all of that have been fixed on like newer versions, on like from like V3.8 and all. So now I'm just gonna quickly head over to Spotify now, and I'm gonna just quickly turn off in-ear detection on these, so like it doesn't have an issue with not being in my ear and all playing. Alright, I'm just gonna quickly go to Spotify. So as you can see, I've got it connected and all set up. As you can see, we've got the correct Pro logo in the control center this time along. So I'm gonna just quickly play one, guys. I'm gonna get this close to the mic for you guys to hear. Right, I guess that should get these are actually pretty loud, not gonna lie. They actually do get pretty loud, which is a nice thing, in my opinion. Like it does show how good the Aero 1562 chipset is. So now we're gonna be moving on to the two main sections, the two main features on the Pros, which is the ANC and the transparency. So well, what about transparency? Now, transparency on these has gotten a lot better since last generation. I'd say like it's much better. Like it's actually usable this time along. Before it was usable as well, as I said, of course. But like you can feel the difference for some reason. I guess it might be the better mics, or it might be just that the Aero 1562 chipset is much better this time along. Like it's got much more processing power as compared to the 1536. So I'm not sure which one of these is it, but of course whatever it is, Good for us, of course, right? So, about ANC. Now, ANC here is like, listen up. ANC on these does work. I'm like really happy to report that. I'm like really excited, and it actually does work. Like I tested it like about 3 or 4 times in an extremely busy traffic jam and in the mall. Like of course you guys know how loud a mall can get, and I swear like I couldn't feel anything. Like it felt I was in a bubble. Anyone who's tested retail pros knows what I'm talking about. Like, when you turn on ANC on these, you feel like you're getting a bubble and like you can't hear anything around you. Like it's just like your own comfort zone, and it just feels so good to be honest. So ANC on these does work, yep, but there's one issue again. Of course, there's gonna be an issue. It's a first gen product, so sound quality does take a hit when you turn on ANC, which is a bummer for some reason. Sound quality does take quite a hit when you turn on ANC. Like the bass gets reduced like a lot, and then like the song you'll have to bump up the volume a bit, and it's not that big of an inconvenience to be honest, but it's there. It's a first gen product. Of course, it was expected. So now let's get on to the microphone test. So this is the audio recording and for the mic test for the Spring V4s. I'm in a room right now with no background noise at all, and I'm speaking at a normal, moderate volume. So I hope this should give you a clear idea of how these sound. And in my opinion, I've been using these for calls and also people have nothing to complain. I've used them in busy environments, like as I said in my earlier sections that I tested them in a mall and all that for ANC. So I did pick up the calls, of course, like I was outside. So I'd say these are really good enough, actually. Again, rep mics and like even retail mics aren't that good, but these are just get the job done. So as you guys can see, I've got the AirPods right here. I'm gonna quickly pop open the case. Gonna turn on Bluetooth. It is actually on. I'm gonna wait for it to show up here. It should show up here any second now. Just waiting, 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 waiting. I want it to show up any second now. Now just quickly just pop. Alright, they did show up. Something does take a moment for some reason. And we're just gonna quickly press connect, and there we go, just connected. As you can see, we've got the real cliff and everything. Now I'm just gonna go to the options and just show you guys. By the way, this is, if you're asking where do I get this pop-up from, it's actually not supported natively in macOS, as you guys know. So I'm using an app called Earbud. It's like $4 or $3, I believe, and it's really nice to get the pop-up. The same one as on iOS. So do check it out if you want to. I'll drop the link down in the description. All right. For connecting, gonna pop one out. Actually, let's pop both out. We're gonna play some music. Let's play some ISIS. Why not? All right. Gonna bump up the music. Okay, it's not playing for some reason. Give me a second. All right, there we go. I could pause for some reason again. That is pretty weird. As you guys can see, the AirPods themselves are playing it. I'm just gonna quickly show you guys that as well. 1 second. Get this to focus on the top. I'll quickly open up sound. As you guys can see, we'll leave the AirPods Pro and just, So that's that. Now you may ask, like, what's my final thoughts on these? To be honest, I'd say these are a must buy for $32 because the chipset on these, the Aero have 1562A chipset, is really nice, and except for the few minor flaws these have, which will be of course improved in the second gen product, since this is a first gen product for reps. This is the first time actually NC is properly integrated on reps, so of course they've got some minor issues that can be easily fixed. Like the chipset is like kind of new, so they're like taking the time to cook it up. Now, is it worth buying again? Yes, it is worth buying, absolutely. $32 and all, I'd say just go for it. Like, it has ANC and everything, so yes, it is actually a worthy buy. And one last thing, just do mention Spring that you're from Air Reps, or you're like you came from Wally's channel, whatever, like, you know, works for you, and it's totally fine with the same thing, of course. So for now, that's gonna be ending the video, guys. See you all in the next one. Peace.